So here we are. I'm not doing step by step on this because I'll tell you it's not a lot of fun, but we got the left side, the clutch side all wired up and through, and I'm just making smaller jumper wires to extend it. So I was able to put the stock cables, these are 14.5 bars. I was able to put the stock cables from this controller all the way through out the bottom. Now I'm gonna put my extension on, and then that will get me through the fairing into my plug. Next is going to be the throttle by wire and the controls. This throttle by wire, being that it is 2009, it has this plug in it. This could play a bit of a tough situation to try and get it to turn through the bars. I believe it was 2015 and newer. Don't quote me on that, can't remember everything exactly. So this plug will be that big. Once it's plugged in, I have to pass that through the bar. And because, as you can see, the size of it, that will be tough to turn through the bar. You can buy an aftermarket Screaming Eagle one, which is one full wire set without the plug. But I'm going to see what I can do and see if I can get it to go through, because I don't really want to buy another one. They're about $259 American, so probably $300 Canadian. Yeah, there's some aftermarket companies that make them, but I'd rather stick with OEM. So, but yeah, so I'm going to get this set up. So like I say, it's not fun by any means. If you have 2015 and newer bars, you can buy them already pre-wired, but for some reason, 2015 and below, they're not sold pre-wired. So I will get set up and we'll see what we can do here. Thanks. So here we are. So this is my throttle by wire. I got it depinned. Like I say, I'm just showing bits and pieces. So this is my right control. It comes down into this plug. So this plug has 12 wires, 6 on the top, 6 on the bottom. There's a little tang right there where my thumb is pointing, right there. And then the same one on the other side. So remember, I bought this bike, so I haven't done any work on it to what I'm doing on it now. So as you can see, someone's made a repair. Is it a good repair? It's not bad, but they didn't run it back through the sheathing. So when I depin this, I will run it back through the sheathing, and then I can run it back into the plug. So I'm going to put this in the stand. It does take a while. I'm not a professional at it. I was a guy in the dying days where I used to just cut and solder everything, but in this bagger, because these are T-bars, I'm gonna actually depin it. So you want to draw a picture of the plug. I'm sorry, I hope you can see this. I'm sitting down, so this one's got 3 plugs in the top left. So in my picture, I wrote plug, plug, plug. Then we have a gray-black wire there. Next, next we have, so that's green and black, gray and black, and then orange and purple for the top. So that's my picture. So then I write from front. The reason why I do it from the front is because it's me looking at it. So when I do that, that's what I do. So I'll show you. So here's my one for my throttle by wire. Here's my one for the clutch side. And the reason why I do this is because once I get them through the bars, then I'm going to put the extensions on. So this is my clutch side extension that I've already made. So I'll have to do the same thing for the throttle by wire and for the right hand control. So I'm now going to work away. Like I say, I'm not a pro at this by any means. It's a slow, tedious process. So here's the clip there. So you're going to go underneath of it, which unlocks it. Then I take a flathead. Well, sometimes I can just pry it up with a flathead, These little ones for glasses or stuff like that I like. So you can see how that just pulled apart there. You see right here, you can see it's pulled apart. So now I go to the other side. This is where sometimes when I go to the other side, this side goes back in. So I like to take my fingernail and just try and hold it there. These picks work good. These are a snap-on pick. Again, doesn't matter the manufacturer. So I got both clips undone now. So now all we're doing is, because of this repair, I'm not going to be able to pull this too far, but I got to pull it back enough. Pull it back enough so I can get these plugs out. So these are the plugs. They just go into dummy proof so you don't put anything in the wrong one. Now the key is in the back. We've got to pull there's a orange gasket in there, and that's to keep the moisture and stuff out. I just use a pick and I pull it out, and then I just grab it with my finger, and then I just walk my pick around and just pull it up. It's relatively easy, but you always want to make sure you put this back in, obviously, at the end, because we ride our bikes all weather. Well, I do anyways. 2017 it was. I was in 2 feet of snow in Colorado in May. You know, you just do what you got to do. So now I'm going to grab the light. It's going to be tough for you guys to see, but on each side, let me grab the other one and I can show you. So this is what we're going to try and pull out now. So you see that white inside the plug, that's the same thing. So we're going to unlock these side ones from the back, and then I'm going to put a pick in here and pull out. It's not pretty, it works. I can't pull the backing out anymore because this has a repair with an actual union, or butt connector as some people call them. So it is tough to see, I do apologize. So all I'm doing is wedging the side piece open, and then I grab my pick right here and I go in through the center and I get it hooked around. Then I pull out, oops, almost lost my beverage. It is very tough, not gonna lie. There we go. So all I did was I put my pick through and then pull it right down. And then I use the 2 screwdrivers on the back to hold these open. So that came out actually easier than I thought. So now, internally here, I'll see if I can, again, I can't see the camera, but see if I can kind of put a little light in there for you. That might be too big of a glare, it's tough for me to tell. So we've got 3 on the top right here, 1, 2, 3. So these ones were the plugs where you can see there's little locking tabs that all I do is I push them up. So as I push them up, I pull on the corresponding wire on the back and I pull it out. So I'm going to see if I can get this light to stay. It's magnetic, but I am on a wooden base, so it's pretty tough there. I'll see if I can slide it over a little bit. So there it is. So I like to use a flathead screwdriver. And what I'm doing is I'm sliding right on the top. Let me see here. Sliding right on the top of the plug. And then I stick that in. I'm gonna try and get this orange one first, since it's the one that is keeping me from pulling the system back further. Sometimes this little one here, better to get some better lighting as well. So the weather has turned good here now in Ontario. I still am unable to ride though. I'll get into that story at another time, but it's annoying, as I would like to call it, not able to ride at these days right now, but once I am able to ride, I will definitely be utilizing the bike every day, and also get working on some other projects that we got on the go. We have another project, 1999 Dyna, that in a roundabout way, the bike world, from an acquaintance of ours who had a customer who couldn't make the payments on the build. And the way the world is right now, that's happening often. So we opted to take this project over. But see, I'm trying to work on this orange one right here. It's the one I'm trying to work on first, because once I get it out, I can pull the sheathing back more. It is tight quarters in here. Some people put a pin in from the back when they pull these out. Myself, I like to go through the front. Again, I can't go through the back right now anyways, because the sheathing, I can't get back any further because of this. There we go. So I got that one out. There it is. So now I can slide that sheathing back. Now I can get in the back a lot more. I couldn't because of that union repair right there, because it wouldn't go back through this plastic piece any further. So now I just pull all this back. Now, I shouldn't say smooth sailing, but should be able to get it going a bit quicker here now. It's almost like once you get it, it just keeps going. Just gonna grab another D pin here. This is a Deutsch connector kit from Snap-on. But now we will see about going in the back and lifting it up. Help if I go in the proper one. There we go, there's another one. So now we'll just carry on, and like I say, once you get it, it starts to come. There's another one. They start to come pretty easy. The big thing for me on this one was this union butt connector. It was kind of holding me up, but nonetheless, we're working on it here. We're getting there now, so. Like I say, de-pinning these is it is a little bit difficult. Like I say, you got to draw it out. Some people like taking pictures and video of where all the wires were. I like to draw it out because I got the manuals, so it's easier for me to read what I've drawn and then double check my manual and see where it's at. But for those that just take a picture, good for you guys, and I'm glad it works for you. I've just had problems with, I don't know about yourselves, my drawing, or excuse me, my camera. I've had problems with it before. I'm not that computer savvy, but I've had where I didn't even realize that, you know, my camera used up all its memory data, and I couldn't video for a while there, and I had no idea about that. So it is what it is, but there's other people out there that are very electronic savvy, but not me. I'll be the first to admit it. I'd rather ask for help if I needed it. So what I'm doing here is I got 2 left. I'm trying to do it from the front or the back. What happens sometimes when there's only one left, there's not enough pressure on that one, so it spins within itself, and then it's not lined up properly to come through the hole. So that's what I'm trying to do right now, is realign it inside the hole. I almost could get away with what's the term, a miner's light here to put on my head to look down these. It's pretty dark even with this flashlight here. It's tough to see. As you can hear, the neighbors are in their pool. We haven't opened ours yet. Still a little early, even though the weather's nice. We've got 62 trees on the property, and the sun doesn't get to the pool, so it makes for a pretty cold swim. So we're just waiting till it gets a little warmer for ourselves. There we go. So there it is. So I depinned all those. So now I pull them all through the rubber. So there's quite a, people don't understand, you know, you buy your bars for, you know, $400, maybe $300 to $600. And then the guy charges you 4 hours to do your bars. And when you're done, you're over $1,000 doing bars, and people are like, well, that's ridiculous. And no, it's not ridiculous. You know, even at that price, you're getting a good deal. So now I'm going to shove this one through my sheathing, and hopefully I can get it to come out the bottom. And there it is. So, you know, whoever did the repair, I appreciate that. I may have done it differently, but now I've got it back through the sheathing. So I'm going to move my tang. So I have my plug, my gasket, my 3 plugs. These are the plugs that replace where there's no wire. And then my actual face. And then the plug, I'm going to set this aside. And then now I have to take these wires with my throttle by wire wires, get them very tight together, and then I'm going to have to get ready to pull them through the handlebars. That being said, they recommend using baby powder. So when I did the clutch side, I was only running just this wire set through. So what I did, I used windshield washer fluid, or excuse me, not windshield washer fluid. What am I talking about? Windex. I used Windex. I soaked the whole sheathing in Windex, and I was able to pull that through. What they recommend is baby powder. So I got some baby powder. So once I get these all taped together, I'm going to just coat this whole sheathing together with baby powder, and then work on pulling it through. So once I get these all taped up, I'll come back and show you guys where I'm at. So I don't know if that helped you at all. I don't know if the angle was good, so I do apologize, but stay tuned. So here I am I just forgot to turn the camera on. You didn't miss anything. I slid my throttle by wire down in and out where my hand control is going to go. And the stainless wire that I've ran through, now these ones were pre-ran through. What I usually use is welding wire or mechanics wire. I find that it works good. The one thing that I actually usually use, I'll go grab it, and I should have it over here. What I usually use is, this is the chain for the plunger in the back of a toilet. Go over to Home Depot, buy this. You stick it in the end of your bar where your hole is on the other end. Use a shop vac and it will suck it right through. The reason why I like using these balls is because how they nicely turn corners and everything. So that's what I usually use, because these are Spatty Speed Shops and they were already pre-wired with the stainless wire. That's why I'm going with it, but the ball's there on the plunger for a toilet. So I'm going below the wires here. Again, no right way, no wrong way. So I'm just trying to keep it tight because we got a lot to go through here. Now I'm going to incorporate the actual the actual hand control, and I want to go underneath because I want the throttle by wire over top. So I got it right there. So now I'm going to wrap the stainless around both of them. And then I'm going to run it upwards. And then what I do is I take these top ones and I'm going to fold them down. So when I fold them down, it makes it thicker. So we want to make sure that we have that wire tight because we're going to be pulling these through. So I'm going to run tape around here first. And I'm going to run that tape so tight because I want to keep everything tight as I can. So yes, it's going to get thicker right now as I bend these over. This protects the ends, and because we're folding it back below the throttle by wire ends, we should have enough gap to actually pull around corners. So like I say, you just pull it as tight as you can. And we want the throttle by wire on the top. Like I say, there's no set way of doing these. I'm utilizing the stainless wire that Spatty Speed Shop pre-wired, or excuse me, pre-ran inside the bars during order. If you order 2015 bars or newer from them, you can get them pre-wired, the whole thing pre-wired from them. So now we're going to go back up to the top, and we're going to go around the throttle by wire wires, and we're going to run it very tightly. We don't have to tape anywhere else off. If you want to, you can, but you don't have to. So that there is, I'm going to say probably an 1/8 left inside there. So we've got to do a couple bends. The biggest bend is down here. That's the biggest bend, and that's the toughest one. Here they made a nice TIG weld where it kind of curves here, it's almost an exact 90. So this here, I'm gonna say, may exceed, you know, bending rate, because we've got all the wire ends and everything, but we will see. So what they recommend is now coating all the sheathing with baking powder, baby powder. I've never done it this way. Like I say, I did the left side all with, Windex. Isn't it crazy? I don't even know how to open this. Baby powder, and it's baby proof. Oh, it was just a sticker. Oh, it just opens. And then there's holes in the outside. Well, isn't that nifty? Nifty. Just throw this stuff out. I'll probably make this into a part 1, part 2 video, but I won't restart the video and be like, this is part 1 and this is part 2. I'll just carry on. So I'm gonna coat it all. I'm gonna say this is all new to me doing it this way. I've never done it this way, but saves you putting in any lube or oil or anything to that matter. So I can kind of see it working, but you know, I'm open to anything. For anyone that's done bars, you know how hard it is. So it's so now I've got to get my throttle by wire actual sensor. And I'm going to move it up and out of the way, because close that off, because every time I set it down it shoots out it. I'm going to tape the sensor on. I'm going to kind of clean my hands off here. Like I say, I was never a patient person. I've kind of just gotten more patient over the last few years. Things like this would irritate me and bother me. But now with patience and doing it for other people now too, you know, been a mechanic my whole life, but worked at fleets and things like that. So when you do that, you know, you're working on the same product all the time. That's what you do at a fleet. Most fleets have the same vehicles, same basically repairs, so it gets kind of complacent. Harleys are the same, but there's different models, few things different on each one. So that being said, you know, so I enjoy this. It's easier to run wires through a cable bike, where it's throttle by cable. You have an activation cable and a return cable. And some bikes just have an activation cable that run down to the carburetor. This throttle sensor is still in not bad shape. It's an original 2009 Police Special. So now what we're going to do is we want the throttle on the top. So we pull the wire from the bottom here. I don't know if you guys can see everything, so I'll try and keep it all in view. So I'm going to pull from the bottom. We want to keep this, we want to keep the weight off of the wires in that end. Sorry, that was my bad. So you pull a little, you push a little, pull a little, push a little. So now we're about to shove our actual harness in the bar. And it's tight already. Hopefully once we get it in there, it will be a little looser, because nothing worse than losing the wire inside and then trying to feed one back up. There we go. So now we push a little, we pull a little. We push a little, we pull a little. We push a little, we pull a little. Push a little. So we're right at this first bend now. So we gotta they put a cheater hole down in the bottom, down here, but not one right here. And cheater hole is to help yourself pull with a pick, and it does help. So usually I would cut off some of my excess in the bottom, but I'm not gonna this time, because if I want to rerun this back through, I need it. So what I'm gonna do though is I'm gonna use my pick, go through the cheater hole, grab the wire, so then I don't have to pull on a 90 degree. I'm gonna pull it out through here. Once I'm able, there it is. So the reason why I do this is it's easier to pull straight down a run than do another 90. So this is a 90 and that's a 90. So if I can do a straight run, so I'll bring the camera over so you guys can see it. So there's the cheater hole in the bottom right here. So now I'm just pulling straight down instead of coming through here. So once I get it to come down here, then I'll shove the wire back through so I can do this 90. But with this cheater hole, I can stick a pick in there, grab the sheathing, and turn the sheathing and pull my wires out. So some bikes will have a cheater hole there and a cheater hole there. And a lot of times they don't, because it can weaken the bar, the structural of the bar. But if I can get by this 90, I think we'll have it made, but no guarantees. This table was 8 inches taller, it would be a lot better for me. Leaning over like this is not, my back does not like it. So it's getting there. I can feel it going a little bit. We just want to make sure that we don't pull that wire out. I mean, if we do, then I just have to run it back through. It's not as easy as you might think. And pulling on this wire isn't easy either. It's tough on the hand. We're getting along in this video. Let me give a timeout here and then we'll go from there. So here we are. All I did was I pulled it back up through because I felt like I was going to lose it. And I just put more baby powder on it. And I went and got a drink. I was not gonna lie to you, I had to get a drink. It's hot out here in the garage, and just I didn't want to lose the wires inside either, so that was, you know, bugging me a little bit there. So I just thought I'd take a break and get a drink. And I get right to this first corner. There almost should be a cheater hole there, but it's like I say, it's not easy by any means. I need to make a holder. I made one to do. Excuse me. I made a holder to hold fork legs in the vise, so I can do fork seals. I need to make a holder with soft jaws to hold bars, so when I'm doing this, I can have them straight up and down. Because right now they're moving around on the table on me, but nonetheless, we will keep working away at it here. Tell you, this baby powder does make it slippery, but it sure makes a mess. Sure makes a mess. I bet you I'm about halfway around. I can really feel the tension on it now. I don't want to go too hard where I don't feel tension anymore, because that will tell me that I have lost the cable. So I just want to keep going a little bit at a time. Push, pull. So either it made the corner there or it's starting to pull out. So I'm going to add a little bit more in there. Tough to tell, tough to tell, tough to tell. So I've caught my throttle cable up there now, so it will be starting to pull through. Like I say, tough to tell right now. It's a game of chances, a game of chances. I'll tell you, once I get this down and out, though, I'll be going for another drink. I don't drink alcohol, just a drink in general, so that's all I'm talking about. No AC in this shop, but like I say, in due time, I'd really like to make a 1940 four-door so I can take the family in, but you know, not enough time in a day, not enough money either. It's just where the world is at right now, but we're getting there. So I'm gonna be coming close to, I don't know where you guys can see, I apologize. So it's tough when it's just myself, myself, and I. Don't know if that helps. I'm gonna shine my light down in with the cheater hole. See how, whoops. There we go. Oh yeah, so I'm coming down pretty good there now. I'll come a little bit more, and then I'm gonna have to make this 90 to come out here. So that's where usually the pick comes in handy, because this is a real tight 90 here. They've welded two bars together so they can make a con curve inside there, but down here you just can't. So, and also that green plug in my throttle by wire, it's about right here right now. So we'll be coming close to getting down here as well. So got to keep that in mind as well. A lot going on, a lot going on. A lot going on. So what I'm going to do now is try and get some of these kinks out of it. I'm going to pass this wire over. See if you guys can see it. Again, I don't know where the camera is, guys. I'm sitting down, so I'm going to pass this wire through our cheater hole, back out through the center here, if I can. There, I feel it. The reason why I'm doing that is because I'm going to keep some of the cheater wire out, but as you can see, I'm really sorry here, I can't tell As you can see, there's the cheater hole and there's the wire. So I'm going to keep pulling down here, and then once I see the wires come out, then I'm going to pull it and do a 90. Let me see if I can reevaluate this camera. I really apologize here. These aren't easy. I'm just moving the whole stand to the other side. It's not easy at all. I'm going to go up and see if you can get the whole angle in play here. Like I say, I apologize. They're not easy, they're not fun, but they must be done. Especially when Harley went to the throttle by wire, it really has to be done because because the throttle by wire goes right in no matter what now. So I'm going to come down here, I'm going to pull straight down again. Like I say, that green plug for my throttle by wire, I'm right about here right now. So it's going to be getting close to the corner. So you can see how it's pulled in more. So and I can see, I'll pull a little bit more here. Right there I can see the tape with the wire on it. So I'm going to pull a little bit more. Now I'm going to angle all of it out this way. And the reason why I do that is because this is where I can get the pick in. And I'm going to pull a little bit more, shove it a little bit more. And I gotta help the throttle by wire in, because they're not attached together up here. We've got the wire, and then we have our control wire here as well. So you gotta kind of do them together. Oops, I'm gonna use these. I'm gonna pull a little bit more here. So I've got it coming right out the bottom now. I don't know if you guys can see that up there. Now I'm gonna start angling at all of it. So if I go any further, I'm not going to be able to pull that wire back through and make the 90 at all. I put a few twists in the stainless wire, but there we go. And then I use the pick to keep it off the inside 90. So it's kind of a pull. That is tight. Sometimes it also wouldn't hurt if you had a secondary hand for someone to push, someone to pull all at the same time. Would be nice, obviously, but it just doesn't happen like that. So. What did I do with those pliers? Oh, I got them down here. Oh, I just lost it. That stainless just broke. Not good. Oh, it came right out. Oh, Lordy. I'm right at the edge, too. This is not good. Not good at all. And I think it's stuck right here. So now you'll either see me pull it all out, or you'll see me succeed here. So, and this is the reality of it. It's not the nicest thing to do on camera, as you can see by the mess. So I'm going to grab a bigger pick now. I'll see about this small one still. It's tough because you can't get in any further in here. I didn't even feel the stainless wire coming to a rest there. So you're gonna have to really bear with me now. So I can actually see a little piece of stainless wire still, but I highly doubt I'm going to be able to grab it. So with stainless stuff, as we know, it does have a lifespan of elasticity, where it can bend and unfold and bend and unfold, and so that could have just been how that stainless was. So now I'm using the pick to try and go into the corner of the sheathing to help me pull it down. The terrible part about this part is we don't want to get into the insulation of any wires, and that's the problem that does occur sometimes. So this pick has a sharp end on it. This pick has like a dead blow end on it. This pick is designed for taking coolant hoses off. So that's why I like using this one, because I can grab things and then rub down the side of it. Yeesh. Oh, I think I may need to go for my water now, so we'll be back.